Good morning, everybody. Bridget Patton here with some emotional intelligence information. I have been doing some deep reflecting over the last couple of weeks about self-sabotage. This is something that my brain does. I'm able to articulate energetically emotions and feelings and threads that are transforming inside of the body, and I can put words to it. I can explain what's happening in the moment. And I share this stuff because I think it's important for us to understand the way that things function inside of our bodies and how powerful we are in when we can figure out what the root of something is and be able to shift and change that. So for me, I was told this story by my 9-year-old, actually. He was talking about shamans and other people that in different cultures and in different locations in the world will microdose with different poisons so that any of the wildlife in that area doesn't, accidentally create a lethal death for you. And if you get stung or bit or something like that, it doesn't kill you because you've been microdosing with this poison and basically training a tolerance in your immune system. And when I was told that story, which I'm aware of this, but sometimes I get this feeling inside of my cells that this story is something I really need to listen to closely, that there is wisdom in this story right now that pertains to my life and what is going on. And so what happened was I started watching my behavior and the areas of my life that I was controlling and almost focusing on to a point that it would create a little bit of pain for me. And I know myself enough to realize that I was creating that feeling in order to really study that emotion. Because once I understand what an emotion is communicating to me, I have a relationship with it. And I don't even want to say I have control over it, because emotions, once you are really flowing with them and listening, they will pop up spontaneously. And sometimes we call them a trigger, sometimes we call them an activation. What it's doing is it's giving us an opportunity to have this transformation inside of us, and we create a new way of thinking, of feeling, of perceiving the world when we have this activation. And so the way I visualize it is that it's kind of like it's like an atom bomb exploding inside. Because when you look at scientifically the cells and what happens and the destabilization of the outside wall and the way that the cells will now connect and bond and form a new cell, a new bond, that is what will be able to help us create that new way of thinking or perceiving. Because now it's like a little bridge that it has created for you to think or feel differently. So I had to realize that I didn't need to keep exposing myself to this poison in order to control when and how I received the pain. I don't need to do that. I know I have the tools. I know I have the capability when something comes up to navigate through it as it's happening. When something feels really good and has been flying high for a really long time and the bottom feels like it's going to drop out, that can cause self-sabotaging behavior. And it can come in the form of control, trying to control the situation, trying to control the outcome, trying to control how and when you feel something. So now I'm going to start a fight with the people around me, because then and I've talked about this before, I can overcome this battle and I can get through this battle and I can prove to myself that I am capable. We don't have to do that. We can do it in the moment as the things happen. We don't have to keep practicing once we've gained the tool. We know that our cells will offer that up in the moment instinctually. The more we connect to our body, the more we allow ourselves to stay grounded in our body, the more readily available all of those tools are to us when our mind is trying to control and take over and rescue us and protect us. So self-sabotaging behavior by starting those arguments or controlling when you can feel pain so that you are the one deciding when and how you experience it. You don't have to do that. I do not have to do that. Tapping, qigong, deep breathing exercises, mantras, all of those things are really great ways to move through that stuff. I've been using ChatGPT, truthfully, because it comes up with really great tapping exercises and qigong exercises for you to move those things out of your body, the sensations out of your body, and now your mind realizes, I'm safe. I don't have to create this situation so that I can control when and how I experience pain, and then you can move forward, and hopefully each time it gets a little bit easier and you can allow yourself to receive that happiness and joy and know that it's safe to be at those levels and not sabotage it. I hope everybody has an amazing day.